In this episode, we're gonna check spirit science, but it comes with an appendage, with a bonus meme called "Why do we laugh at spirit science?" Or people laugh. I want to explore this. There's a lot of concepts spiritually that could be useful, but the question is spirit science doing a good job, or is just playing around with nonsense and just wants to offload a bunch of artistic representations of whatever spirit science is supposed to be? You know, I like logic over science. I don't like the word science whatsoever. It's being used in stupid ways right now. But I honestly, I'm a little bit blind. I've watched this channel back in the day, but my perspective has changed and improved, and I want to see what happens. Right now, the click that I would make immediately is this thing: 3 states of reality and how to balance them all. I'm supposed to balance states of reality. That's a weird one, but and then you have stupid names. Satwa Rajas and something got cut off because, of course, he can artistically put together something, but god damn it, he will cut off a random piece of art and will make it, a cringe thumbnail instead of actually wholesome. But that's fine. Hopefully, it's not all about thumbnails. It's all about what we're gonna get inside there. Anyways, I can't judge without clicking on things, so let's begin. However, there's another thing. I have to do something in the background. What am I gonna do? Funny enough, I'm gonna bring back Korean stuff. So Blackpink versus Super Pink. Now, already Super Pink is ahead of the game, so it's not even an interesting thing. But I was visualizing what would happen in YouTube Rewind, and Blackpink would just be one member short, mysteriously, and then Super Pink shows up. Probably Blackpink is not even gonna get gold in this case. To get gold right now, you need 1,850. Let me just give you the number, god damn it. 1,858. There you go. And by the end of the year, it's probably gonna be 2,300 or something. It's ridiculous numbers. But this is my spirit science, all right? Exploring the world of girls. Whatever guys say is sometimes just fall flat. But I have, basic patterns that I came up myself. The personality thing, the fire, water, earth, and wind. Like, for some reason, it's not there. It's not there in the world. We just distribute people into these 4 categories based on their elements. Like, yes, we had an Avatar cartoon, and it's very helpful in giving us the clues of, like, people are actually born in different lands. And actually, the world also is split in 4 lands, funny enough. But we're also split in personalities. And even though you can be born in a fire land, and maybe even learn tricks of fire, you will still put a twist in that fire, I guess. I don't know. You still have to play by the rules. If you live in the land of fire, which happens to be Russia plus India, by the way. I constantly remind that. Also, Indian stuff popping here. Why not Russian, though? Russia too bad for you? Well, no. Not too bad. It's right here. Here we go. India and Russia actually made it. Alright? In fact, it does look like it's a string. All these 3 videos, like, connected very nicely. Superpowers, boys. Yeah, we might actually be able to find a lot of cool stuff. It is quite a question, who's gonna do it better? A critic of content or content itself? I've never really done something like this. This series has been going on for like 10 years? 8 years? If we click on the very first episode.
Hi everyone. Once again,
This is from 10 years ago. I will click on number 2, just to make sure we're not jumping, really. Yeah. 10 years this series has been going on, and it's still active. 3 months ago was the last upload. We're gonna go in order, basically. While, with Spirit Science, we're gonna go backwards, because, it's just how it goes. I feel that's more appropriate. Now, there's a lot of content. We're gonna play in 1.5 speed to be able to consume as much as possible. This is just the whole days of work, technically. Alright. And what about the super pink? Well, I'll just look at photos. That's it. It's the easiest thing, guys. I don't think I need to do any... We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I just want Rose to get... or Rosé to get gold, finally. But that would, like, take 300 points. Is that even possible? Well, whatever happens, guys. I just primed the video. Now it's time to explore. Well, that's cool. We have all 4 elements in this goddamn awful ether. That I don't really know what it is still. But fine. Fine. At least we have a Minecraft cube in there, spinning around.
Fifth element form is the...
Ah, so satisfying. Alright, it's self-explanatory, except this, like, I don't really care. But maybe I would love to have these platonic solids myself. For some reason. This one looks cool. I mean, everyone has one of these somewhere. Technically, right, you get platonic solids if you're very interested in rolling dices. You can buy something like that. But who cares, man?
Traditions-based...
Here's my prediction, what's gonna happen in this episode. They're gonna rise the consciousness to infinity and beyond. And I was just gonna pop it. Alright. Just... Oops. and they're just gonna fall down, fall flat. And I'm gonna have a nice little laugh. But, well, while they still want to fly into outer space, I mean, good luck with your space adventure. No big deal. That's what science is all about. You know, it slowly just flies into space somehow. Just loses the sense of gravity. Ah, what a wonderful... But, you know, you have to land at some point. And gravity... In spirit world, gravity works a little bit differently. Gravity is like... is gonna pull you harder if you have been away for a longer time. It's gonna take revenge, basically. Yeah, you know. I happen to be able to cause gravity onto a lot of people. You know, just pull them back in and observe what's gonna happen. How hard are they gonna land? How stupid they're gonna look like in once I start pulling them in. It's fascinating stuff. But as always, you know, someone falling down is not really the problem, you know. It's great. It's an experience, you know. We get to observe that in this video. Or at least we get to feel that if you know, align your vibrations with me. We'll see what happens. Because right now I'm just like floating around. It's like they're just collecting, you know, 7, what is it? Emeralds, right? Chaos emeralds. They're gonna get go supersonic mode, and I don't know what they're gonna do with it though. Because like, this is where things get really weird. The moment you have 1 million subscribers, you gotta do shit. Alright, now you have to do shit in the real world. There's no escape. You have so much power. You can't just shit around and talk a bunch of crap. I mean, you will continue rising in power, but it's still now you're still kind of realizing to be living in a shadow world in comparison to where you're supposed to be. You can be surrounded by normies, but like, who cares, man? Unless you're doing something real, you're actually making real changes in the world. Like, you can be an educator, or you can be a celebrity where people are gonna, like, really pay attention to every single thing you do, and will copycat your moves and try to recreate and understand everything that you put out, because there's gonna be more mystery, but you will have to just craft better things that impact more people. You would think like YouTube videos, 10-minute videos are like short, but then you have music videos, which people can't really do that easily for a good reason. So if you're doing spirit science, you also eventually have to do spirit music. Why not, right? Where's that? I haven't heard about that one. So you can already see I can pick apart and see flaws just by the idea of 1 million subscribers alone. It's a perfect little idea. And this guy has 1.3. Congratulations, you have responsibilities now to do real things. This is just a projection of a bunch of spiritual crap so far that I don't care about. All right? Even those 4 elements, like we looked at it, right? And it didn't went anywhere. We just moved on from one thing to the other, and it's like, okay, keep collecting. Maybe you'll find those chaos emeralds, but right now you're just collecting rings of who knows what.
Vibrational matrix of energy that this form crystallized out of. Remember that the physical form can change immediately when the background energy matrix changes.
Remember, guys. Remember that thing. Should I remember, though? What if I don't even understand what the fuck you're talking about anymore? I just lost it. I don't know. This is so stupid. Yeah. You take science and you make it even more stupid. Oh my god. Is this what it is? Holy shit, man. It must be. You know, science is already stupid as it is, but you can layer things on top. Oh my god. Instead of like breaking down science, like that would be cool. Breaking things down, of like spiritualizing science so it doesn't seem so complicated anymore. I can understand that, but now you're just inventing things. Now you're just creating your own science, your own branch of science, then you make it more complicated. So there's 2 ways of doing it. There's a good one and bad one, and they chose the fucking... I'll tell you what they chose. What of those?
Healing, and what we call today vibrational medicine. It is also the secret of all advanced spiritual activation of the human being.
You're wrong. It's, what was it? Something behind activation of the dragon card. So you made a terrible mistake, but I hope you will fix that soon enough. This is a very new video, isn't it? 1 month ago, man. Activation of the dragon card, not a human being. We don't need no shit. We have plenty of human beings right now activated. There were no wars after baby boomers, you know, exploded the population. There were no wars. So that, I mean, we live in balance. Pretty cool stuff. We just need to learn how to not die when pandemic happens or inflation happens, or who knows what the hell is gonna happen next. I just bought enough popcorn, so I want to see. I want to see what happens. Every time I say that, like, we're still living in the inflation era, and it means something, but hopefully Spirit Science is going to tell me something useful about real world, right? Or should we just switch to another video, because this one is just going haywire. Alright, fuck it. Fuck this video. Let's switch. Alright, there is music. Except no one wants to click on it because it's so short. And it feels like stupid, but I will click on it.
Hey there. Today is a fun little video. Last year we...
Oh, there's another reason why you don't want to click on something like that. Hey there, we're gonna make a music video. Look at me. I need an introduction for my music video. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, my friend. Everyone does. And everyone's introduction sucks. You have to make a clean version. Then you can make an explanation video behind it. It's actually so much more convenient that way than fucking making introductions or whatever. Appendages in a video that we don't want to have.
Connect and a lot.
Like, the reason why you would do that is you already have episodes that are long enough where you dissect something. You know, you explain something. So it's a great opportunity. You push out a music video and then you explain the music video, and most people are gonna click on your explanation first, and then they're gonna experience the thing that they were primed to experience. But now it's just, oh hey guys, I made a music video. Isn't that cool? Spirit music is coming up, just like Gurunext asked, and we kind of delivered it before he even asked, to be honest. But he's so fucking proud of it. This is not something to be proud of if you fuck it up, man. Holy shit.
Today, we want to invite everyone to come and check out our Spotify playlist called Feel Good Now, which is...
Fuck me, man. How many songs is in there? More than 100? You bet this music sucks, by the way. You bet it sucks balls. But it's probably a thing for another episode entirely, for me. Explore this shit. But let's just click on random 3 songs, alright, and see what's up. Maybe I don't even want to do any of this shit. Ah, yeah, the vibe that I just got that hit me very hard is that things have to be rearranged a little bit. We're praising very, very big artists, usually, because we get sucked into black holes of attention to just one person. I don't know how they manage to handle all that attention, but who knows what happens if we fix the problem and we promote small artists properly. Because the small artists have to also offer something special, right? Like if you're a big fan, they might incorporate some lyrics in their song or whatever. You can collaborate a little bit. You can send a message, chat a little bit. That sort of stuff, like super basic things that you would be able to do with a friend, you know. A friend for a day you would have. Simply because you care about an artist. Very much. And it's just a win-win situation that could be established. But right now, again, there's black holes everywhere, sucking in material and attention. And hopefully it's useful, but I think it's becoming more and more hostile of an environment, especially when everyone wants to be an influencer. It's so cool. Am I right? Even I want to be an influencer. Actually, I want to be an influence manipulator. Alright, you want to be an influencer? Alright. Open up your brain. Let me drill in some helping tools for you. You will have to pay 1% though of everything you earn, because those tools ain't cheap, man. They have to be maintained all the time. It's like having an Apple device. It's a contract, my friends. Or just like being a semi-celebrity, it's a contract. You'll have to give me a percentage of your shit. It's just you're gonna be more loose than a normal celebrity. Alright. Yeah, I want to empower people. I want to let them be influencers. It's just, it means a different thing than just harvesting subscribers for the number, for just one number. You gotta be kidding if that's your idea of being an influencer. Holy shit. Another thing that hits me hard is after I check the comments, which there's none, but YouTube leaves this nice work you all caught up, and I'm like, wow, who came up with this idea? And I think the best work environment is where you just allow people to do whatever they want, but then you compare who made more progress, who made a better product, basically, and you allow that product to just win over. And the secondary thing, well, technically it's a wasted time, you can say. But, you know, they have learned. They have tried, they have learned skills. They will try again, hopefully. You know, participation trophy if needed. But this way it's a lot easier because it's just full freedom, right? You can just do whatever you want. You can come up with any idea and try and turn it into reality. And I would want to see how development would look like if that was the case. If anyone was just able to do whatever. But of course, there's layers on top that filter out bad stuff. And obviously, when you have a competition, you kind of pull things upwards and refine though. Like I really want to see work environments and all that shit. Maybe someday I'll be able to infiltrate something like that. But right now I'm just focusing, just sitting in my goddamn chair and observing as much as possible. And I learned so much. And it's like, it pains me that other people don't see what I feel, you know, or can't relate to my experience of just like growing really rapidly. They only see that, oh, I don't like your videos, you know. For the most part, most people see this. I don't like your videos. I don't like your attitude. I don't like this, I don't like that. And it's like, if that's how you look in life, like you have zero understanding how life works. You don't look at things you dislike. You don't have to always look into the whole picture as well. You don't have to look at my entire 2-hour video, unfortunately. Alright? You just have to find a way to interact, to find things you like, to find positive things instead of negative things. Because despite you being able to reach out to me, you cannot reach out to my to the way I operate things, because I'm just smarter. I have been around way longer, you know. But I'm still basically responding to criticism, similar criticism, but like, yeah, it definitely overflowed my emotions. So all right, we still haven't like truly clicked on this thing.
Today is a fun little video. Last year we connected with one of our...
Technically we did. And we went here. Is this good music though? I mean, maybe it's a little bit less floaty and more spiritual. Because when we looked into Jules' playlist, like it was floaty pop stuff. But I think it's still on the same level. Floaty but spiritual, it's not really that big of a difference. I would enjoy a playlist like this in the background instead of lo-fi or whatever. That's fine. If it wasn't copyrighted or something. Yeah, it's a bit more melodic, but less of a songy thing, right? So, less expressive, let's put it that way. Yeah, that's what spiritual stuff is. It's a little bit less expressive and more room for interpretation, but maybe it's not really useful for me at the moment. I don't know. What is the point of like leaving things for interpretation? Well, You can put on music like that and meditate and think about stuff, I guess. And maybe it would be good for my bullshit videos, you know? Put that in the background. Maybe it will help me concentrate and fill up empty space. I would love to have music that doesn't pain me, but it pains me every time. As spiritual as music can get, it will still be a distraction. It's just kind of crazy. How much I would like want to focus to be able to actually work productively. Alright, so what does he have in this video? Or is he just gonna explain things? Please don't do that.
Some of which is reflected in
You motherfucking... I knew it was not a music video. It was a music trash. Trying to explain things to me while having music in the background. That makes a music video? Wow, what a definition of a music video. Like, if you're making spirit science, you're actually embracing definitions instead of fucking changing them and twisting them around. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Holy shit. We're starting to detect some brain damage in there. Holy man.
flower of life. We must
Just at least try sing or employ someone else to do it. And then you can be educationally singing to some extent, like say everyone is connected, the flower of life. Some bullshit like that. You can, but you have to be creative with this thing. This ain't a music video. This is one of those again. Here we go. Oh no. I'm very scared. I want to make it to this video. All right. Holy shit. Holy shit,
another
man.
mind-bending video about channeling signals from elsewhere. In addition to this,
It's true, but now we don't really need it, you know? Like, you don't need to channel your energies like antenna. This is another thing that spirit scientists will falls flat about, is like, we have technology, and if you make proper videos, it's just gonna be as good as channeling your energies. Wow. Oh my god. I'm trapped in a room. What do I do? How do I channel my energies when I'm trapped in a room? I can suck in, but I can't even talk to people. I don't have enough courage to shout at them and do whatever, because I don't feel interconnected. It just goes one way. Alright, what do I do with that? But I found my medium. I just watch videos. Fuck it. Fuck interactions. Because goddamn, it's too risky. Like, I already find toxicity very easily seep in. And even in my friend circle, everything just broke down. My attitude somehow is incompatible with other people's way of life, and it's like, okay, you do you, I guess. I was right. I am not supposed to go outside and interact with people because they're full of shit. They're gonna make me feel really bad. As their strategy to try and do something to me, you know. Basically, my attitude is able to poke holes and remind people that war is not that bad. We can have as much war as we want, and a world would be a much better place. Which is a very twisted thing, you know. A war against me, usually. So, yeah, I don't go outside. Don't worry about it. It's bullshit. But at least we have internet. At least we have a saving grace. And I don't need to channel my energies, because I don't know where to channel my energies besides the internet. I see a nice girl. Here we go. Let's channel some energies. That's it. And I'm happier that way. Antenna? Is it? No, I just see things. So I don't need it. Maybe my eyes are antennas now. Alright. Yes, it triggered me, guys. It triggered me. But that's how it works. It's annoying. How would I describe it? No, it's fine. It's fine, guys. It's fine. We can describe it this way. That's fine. I just wouldn't even focus on that at all. yes, you are antenna, but like you don't actually use this thing. You're a human being. You just project things through your actions. You're not an antenna that sucks in information. Because just by thinking about it, you are creating your fantasy world. Just by interacting and seeing things, you gain information and experience. But antenna doesn't really fit into this equation as best as I would like to. As well as I would like to. No. Maybe you don't even need none of this shit. But hey, he did it. For some reason.
And intentions. And how
Yeah, I've soon realized, not long time ago, that the word intention is like ridiculously scary. The scariest thing ever, because you can have bad intentions and good intentions, but what makes it super scary is that your intentions just slowly manifest regardless which you pick. They just slowly keep manifesting. You can cut them off, and usually it's best to cut off those bad intentions from annoying you, obviously, from stopping you doing good things in the world. Win-win situations are always better than getting lost in a fucking forest because you wanted to explore so much. You know, win-lose situations. It's like, well, you explored, now you're lost. Congratulations. Well traded. But often enough, like, people just play with death, play with bad intentions, and they end up in terrible lifestyles. Ugh. Intention, guys. That's where it all begins. Intention. Yeah, you have to... This is what principles are about, is like crafting proper intentions. So you know what to wish for, you know where to go to not get in trouble, you know how to not take risks. Because other people have intentions too, and you don't want to trigger the bad ones. You must carefully pick and choose, and the moment things get out of control, you have to bail and back off. So, yeah, a lot of complexity, but yeah, this guy triggers me again. Within 1 minute, he triggered me twice. That's pretty powerful, not gonna lie.
Feelings, emotions, and even our beliefs have physical representations.
I have to work with intentions a lot. And it's a big word in my life, because again, yes, is that saying, whether you think you can or you can't. You're right, to some extent. Because you have to try to be able to see if you can or not. You first start with the belief building up of like you can or you cannot, but you have to figure out which one is which. But when you reach for like a very big goal, you will never know. You'll never know. You'll be working towards that goal pretty much for a very long time. And the funny thing is, there's so many ways of achieving your goals that you will keep finding new ones, and you will eventually master something. Just by having a goal, you will master something almost by accident. So, yeah, even though... Now, I can say again for sure, if whatever your goal is supposed to happen 100%, you just have to like put in all the work you can to get there. But it gets very complicated. What makes intentions really big is, again, the size of my goals are ridiculous. And you technically just sit here and invest intentions. You say to yourself all the time that this is what I want. And people will be able to actually understand that because you said to yourself so many times. That's what intention usually is something you say to yourself. And so the moment people ask or worry about there's something incoming from other places and intentions, you'll be able to redirect those intentions because you have been doing that to yourself. God damn it. To yourself. Alright? So when intentions attack you or notice that you have power or some kind of great goal that could be shared or could be, attacked, either way, you'll be able to redirect those intentions for your own purposes. Or you will break and bend, and you will have to be satisfied with something less. This is something that's gonna happen in my life in the future, or maybe will soon start happening, or it technically is happening as I'm climbing the mountain of intentions to begin with. And I've made choices, and you make choices every single day, but those things accumulate instead of actually being set in stone from the very beginning. You can always bend around and find your own solutions to things instead of just following someone else's ideas or ideas from 3 years ago. Everything keeps changing. You get new tools. You have to adapt as well. There's so many things to keep up with that. Man, I'm getting exhausted at this point. But one thing that will not be exhausted, I'm actually burnt out in a way that I don't really care to change anything anymore. It's the only thing burnt out about it, and maybe it's how it works. We'll see, right? The moment people start attacking me with intentions, or giving their own intentions to me, only then will I fully understand. But right now I get to experience a little bit of that by responding to hate stuff and doing requests from people who are kind of decent. But the moment I do their request, they just disappear, which is what? I guess you just ejaculated yourself into death. I don't know. What a weird vibe. So I got triggered 3 times within 2 minutes. Wow, congratulations. No, I just, no, it's crazy stuff. Yeah. It's crazy powerful. Will it be as powerful throughout the entire video?
Completely ignored the third beaker.
Motherfucking... I've seen this before. It pisses me off, man. Let's bring back that rice thing where intentions change the way food behaves. This is not... Well, it's an expression now of intentions, whether you hate food or not. But yeah, I mean, everything vibrates or whatever. It has consciousness. Especially collectively. Look at all these living rice. But it's not just that, it's also the bacteria that has consciousness, and there's plenty of that in there. You must think of it not as a dead rice thing. Rice is potentially just a platform for bacteria to grow. So it's more of a bacteria doing its thing and vibrating according to... It's like little invisible cats, you can say. And cats can definitely pick up on your emotions and stuff. So I don't think it's a crazy thing, but it's being brought up out of my memory, because it has been replaying in my memory too many times where you can say things to things and it's wow. But it doesn't really matter. I've never really found a time when this matters, when you can talk to rice and it's gonna, be fresh for longer. That would be nice. Except I don't give a fuck. And it's just, I'll just leave rice to be normal. Let's put it that way. But then the question is, can you translate it into interactions with humans? And, yeah, pretty much, I would imagine. Pretty much. But you also have to be... you have to understand who you're talking to. Are you talking to perfectly good rice or just spoiled garbage? When it comes to human beings, it's very difficult to observe that. Unless you give them creativity to express themselves, right? You give them ability to make a name for themselves, an avatar, introduce themselves of what they care about. Once you have the clues, you can start working out whether a person is spoiled and you shouldn't touch that, or is it perfectly fine? You can talk to it and interact and explore and taste it. No big deal. That's the, you gotta swipe left or right every single time there's a new person in there. You can't just accept a person. Funny enough, I'm super toxic in Discord, am I right? No, I'm just like bouncing off toxicity, and a new person shows up, right? A new person, just a fucking black dot. And then there is this guy, Runeverse is so toxic. Ugh. And then there is this guy who's like, there's probably just one person that's being toxic. Actually, you can relate to that, right? Am I right? And Mitosis community is better. Look at me. It immediately starts being toxic of like, oh this community is actually better. And your community sucks. There's not a single toxic player, they say. He says. Black dot. Black everything. I mean, sure, yeah. I definitely want to touch that thing that I don't give a fuck about, but now I definitely want it now. I was immediately convinced. I understand that people, like, operate in, like, very low levels right now, and they can't even comprehend how much time I've spent on the internet and how much experience I've accumulated. But it's nice to see them try, It's nice to see them try. Everyone, for some reason, they want to look ugly. They want to put up ugly avatars. Like, in the real world, people would be ashamed of looking ugly. I'm not ashamed of looking ugly in the real world because it takes a lot of effort. I don't have time for this shit. I don't get anything in return for looking nice. What the fuck is that shit? I'll choose to be ugly, thank you very much. But when it comes to, like, self-expression on the internet where everything is possible, looking ugly is the most disgusting behavior you can possess. It's just, like, really bad stuff. And they're gonna evolve and they're gonna start faking it and being nice. But I wonder when that's gonna happen. Right now, it's just little wild creatures who complain about me talking, talking out loud and expressing myself. They just complain about that. Isn't that crazy? Jesus Christ. We're gonna have to switch to that. Man. Time flies by, man, when I get to complain about stuff.
Lives when dealing with children. Ignoring children is the worst thing we can do, even if we have to scold them occasionally.
No, overall, like, being toxic to children is the worst thing we can do because it just actively kills them. It actively suppresses them and gives them bad habits, even if they survive that sort of situation. Usually they do. It's like, we give them food, we give them shelter, but we remain toxic to them. And ignorance happens to be an Asian way of toxicity. All right, ignorance. So this is why it's being brought up. It's not a coincidence. All right, guys. But overall, there's two more toxic things, which is fakeness, overall rudeness, and being overly sexual and sort of invasive, right? Like, what are your pronouns? Show me your face. Put a face really up close. I have a big fist of pronouns for your face. All right, you will experience my pronouns.
Send it back through the nature of your.
They just keep going deeper into this, like, oh, we're all interconnected. There's a frequency, a fucking universe.
A huge spectrum of frequencies that can tune our consciousness in a variety of ways.
I mean, sure. But you're not supposed to be so floaty that you can pick up the fucking frequencies of the universe. You have to be a little bit more grounded than that. More often than not. Maybe unless you're Chinese, you can float around because there's so many people. You You're gonna be floating around and you will still feel grounded. But otherwise, like, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
The few things that can light up the whole brain simultaneously, as seen on an EEG scan.
She's talking about music, so it's not a coincidence that after making this video, Consciousness of Sound, they're like, oh, we should make a playlist. Yeah, you should. That was at least a little bit of productive, but I don't know when I'll be able to get to that and listen to that music and evaluate. I should do that though. But at some point I'm just exploring and taste testing everything, and I can't really just dive in anymore. Feels bad, man.
Wondrous work was done.
Oh yeah, the actual good application of intentions is, again, things you say to yourself, things you look at and interact with. Like, if you do the negative things, well, it's you just have to ask yourself why. Why choose negative over positive? Is it really gonna be helpful? Do you really like death so much? Like, death makes no sense ever. But I mean, you could be in a horrible situation in life. But if you're like young person, you still have a lot of things to try, I would say. There's a lot of, and the first thing you have to establish just balance of having enough time to build strategies and build self-esteem, building resources that you can spend, interacting with the world, maintaining relationships. As little as you have, you will realize you have very little as a young person, but you can still grow that fairly consistently, and it gets exponentially crazy, I would say.
And when you're thinking and speaking and talking negatively, you create a negative karma. So karma works in both ways. And so what they talk about literally is learning how to be of service to others, learning how to operate in the frequency of...
He's talking about India, bro. Yeah, of course India cares about karma. I'm not gonna explain why necessarily, but to me, India is like a big-ass prison. You know, everyone's hoping to escape that giant prison. Holy shit, man. I will have to explore again T-Series, the India taking over YouTube, what they have to offer, from a perspective of them being in a prison and trying to reach out for, you know, a way to escape. Probably the best way to escape, you know, is go to Russia, where it's a giant wilderness, to mix things up and like find some kind of balance in the middle somewhere. Maybe there are countries in the middle, obviously, but it's just those two countries that have like huge identities that really stand out, and well, they pick up on Indian stuff. And karma is actually not as useful as you would think. And just because you're being positive doesn't mean you should focus on karmic consequences. It's a prison mentality. It's good. It's a good prison mentality to focus on karma, because, like, if you're positive, you will come out of your prison and you will live a good life. Alright? That's when the karmic consequences pile up together and you eject it into freedom, and then you know what to do. But if you have been bad in prison, you will be released into, you know, freedom, and you will not know what to do. Because you didn't pay attention, because you didn't care. You were negative all the time. And you realized you're actually powerless when you switch environments. Because you knew how to be destructive in your environment, but you don't know what to do in a more wild environment, where you have more freedom, but you don't have as much power. And guys, learn from India, absolutely. Listen to these guys. They know a lot of spiritual stuff. I don't know if they're gonna dig deeper than karma, though, because this seems like top of the morning to you laddies. You can't go higher than that.
In the tools, we've got brain mapping EEG systems that can show precisely what brain frequencies are associated with different states of enlightenment.
Do you now? Do you have tools? At some point, science becomes a self-distraction, where you think you have information, but really, you not even know how to use it, how to verify it, whether it's even scientific at all, you know, or it's just pixels on your screen at this point, and it's just completely pointless. Because if you can't use it, it doesn't go anywhere. But I guess you can look into brain, guys. Look at that.
Regardless of the method.
Look, regardless of the method, this is so easy. Just a few wires, guys. No need to worry about.
There is a special part of the brain.
You can probably do much more brain damage by equipping someone with this than you can heal other people by giving them information that you retrieve from doing this, from your scientific bullshit. Yeah, science becomes toxic very quickly, man. Yeah, we got tools, look at that. Isn't that cool? Yes, little baby. Very cool. Now go to sleep.
Activated their pineal.
I want to just touch on intentions a little bit more. It's annoying. I have this intention to show pictures of this instead of any part of this video. None of this is fucking better than you know, someone staring at you. These are just pixels, guys. But it gets scary, you know. It gets scary because you feel like, wait, am I capable of doing that? Am I really? Sometimes you can't just. You don't have to even say whether you can or cannot do something. But you're just suspicious of, like, can I actually do something? This is crazy, right? Your brain slowly, like, picks up on ideas of possibilities. And every time I have to, like, snap my fingers and be like, yes, it's possible. It's fucking internet. Anything is possible. We just have to keep improving things. And we have to anticipate that every single improvement is gonna be mind-blowing. You know, TikTok is nothing compared to how mind-blowing it can actually get. Like, even discussions on Discord can get really, really intense for me. But it's nothing compared to discussions happening every day, and you pick up more and more experience. You accelerate. You know, it's like Discord discussions is like playing with little bunnies or whatever, and they bite you and it's like, okay, I don't want it. Ban the bunny. Fucking, it's just a big fluffy rat. Fucking hell. But then you're like, oh, here's a sports car in comparison. You don't even have to interact with it. You just drive real fast. It's a whole nother feeling when the conversation actually works, versus you just have a fluffy bunny that you can't even really touch because goddamn wants to bite your hand off. So goddamn hungry, apparently. Again, be very careful when you criticize other people and their intentions, because you don't know what you're dealing with. On the internet, again, things can flip around, and Mr. Beast can show up in any corner. Alright, you might have talked to Mr. Beast of the future or whatever. You don't know. Maybe you're listening to him right now. And I'm interacting with you a little bit more intensely than I will do when I have 100 million subscribers or whatever. But I feel so elevated, like, being able to create a crazy fantasy world, which is not mentioned here. You know, consciousness, look at all these factoids floating around. But they had to slap in the word science to make you feel that, oh, this is just kind of educational. This is not really supposed to be empowering or anything. It's just, you know, more fluff content. Sounds familiar. Just don't bite my hand off, please.
crucial. It's an active activity. And when you listen, you're able to actually access different levels of consciousness, working with the emotional body. The phenomena of listening can be truly extraordinary. Whether you simply just sit there and take a moment, quiet yourself.
Guys, quickly, steal his wallet. He's listening very intensely, but I think he wouldn't be able to hear your hand. Jesus Christ. It's extraordinary for a scientist to be listened to. I mean, absolutely. Whenever you feel like talking, like someone is listening. But the reality is, I haven't found peace in listening. In quiet. Alright? I listen, and I immediately start developing thoughts around that thing. You have to be able to bounce off whatever you listen to. This will empower you so the information doesn't just take hold of you and you just submit to the information. And then you start saying to yourself that, oh, it's not really for me, this is not really useful, this is just some noise. You will start saying to yourself that the information is just like crap and you shouldn't listen to it anymore because it was so invasive. Maybe don't let that happen, please. And yeah, you for me personally, at least, I sit there. If I hear something, it generates thoughts for me. I can't just sit in complete quiet. And in fact, you want to fill in empty space, and as long as your life has empty space, you will not be able to even move upwards in consciousness. All right, this is probably the most common mistake for spiritual active people, or whatever that means, is they forget to fill in all the empty space, all of it, as much of it as you can fill up. Like, my walls are empty right now. I could fill up with a lot of cool stuff, but they're gonna be empty for a reason, because there's nobody coming into my space. So now I have to fill in my empty room with people too, exploring people. Ugh. See, now there's all of a sudden I just crafted a problem because I thought about emptiness and how to fill that up. And the same will happen to you. For me, the way I fill up emptiness is, well, we have time. We have to spend time properly. So I'm just like, well, I will invest everything to YouTube. Just go all in. I don't give a fuck, man. All in. Fuck it. No poker hand. I don't even have a poker hand. I just went all in. And I know I'm gonna win eventually. Alright, that money that I'm accumulating and I'm putting on the table, on the poker table, is gonna start sucking up everyone who wants to play poker on that table. Fuck it, man. I will win. You can't win by playing poker. You win by putting the chips down. Alright? And just waiting. It's like, alright, you guys are gonna lose your minds. I have so many chips. And in fact, it does work, because people might need your chips for some stupid-ass reason, or they might just try and steal it from you, and you will establish a way of, like, if you try to steal, I'll steal yours, and no one's gonna see nothing. You know? People will start leaking bad habits, and you will be able to counter their bad habits and leech off them as well. Maybe even more so. So that's the real poker player move right there. You sit there with your chips, but you don't play the fucking poker. You play real life, because it's goddamn intense, man. By the way, I stole his wallet while we were talking. Holy shit! There's so many notes in there. Holy shit! I'll be able to buy so many things, man.
Of the cancer that is humanity on planet Earth right now.
Cancer that is humanity? Humanity is Did he just said that? Cancer that is humanity, bro. On planet Earth. Holy shit, man. That's some spirit science right there, man. I'm already drunk.
The more of us who are in tuned in a positive, harmonious way of being, the greater the impact on the whole.
You mean like this? You mean that one? That one that I have right now?
Our next episode. What did ancient civilization?
This is so weird. Like, how is Spirit Science able to afford a fucking this copyrighted garbage? Oh my god. Well, that's 1 hour. Now we have to switch to the criticism. Fuck this shit. I'll give 10 more minutes. Alright? 10 extra minutes. And then I might even steal 10 minutes from this guy. You're gonna get less time. I'm not here splitting 50-50. That's not how criticism works, okay? If you're a critic of my content, you don't get the same amount of time, alright? You get shits and giggles, but you don't get to express yourself. I'll give you this idea as well. For me, a woman is something that is just a pool of energy that you can draw from. As much as you want, almost. But if you focus too intensely, then it gets a little bit weird. You gotta get the good stuff, the projection, and not just like, oh, it's gonna be my marriage material, and I'm gonna spend every single day with this person, and we're gonna do all these things. Now you're creating a jail system for that person. That's a little bit weird. Alright? It's best to just put yourself in the friend zone. It's actually a quite comfortable position, despite being shit on. Alright? Oh, you got friend zone. It happens all the time. Alright? People shit on very comfortable states of living. You know, they just constantly give social pressure on those things. When it works perfectly fine for me. Maybe I'm too European. Alright? Your opinion. Is that what it translates? European? It translates as your opinion? Is that it? We cracked the code? But yeah, that's, you can just draw energy as much as you want. Obviously, like, this creature is not just gonna appear, but she's gonna appear in my fantasy world very easily. But that's the whole point. If she appears in my fantasy world, now she's real enough where she doesn't even have to fucking talk to me yet. It's just, I just see pictures. And here you go, I got enough energy to satisfy myself, and that's it. And you just live your life in satisfaction. You have to reach that point. Consume positive things and reach a level of satisfaction, and then you switch to something else you care about. Like, why do I even have to talk about it this way, right? How is this not invented yet? But it wasn't. Internet, guys. Everything improving for some reason. And it's getting scary, man. Being on the edge of technology is way scarier than being in the back ranks, where you don't really care, you don't really understand what's going on. You're just gonna get your smartphone, gonna get your TikTok, sit back and just like scroll through and whatever, right? But being on the edge, actually doing all these things and almost like inventing new ways of life, that is fucking trippy, bro.
Of their staves, Zeus always carries the big singular lightning bolt.
I like this. I can bring back the idea of shadows, normies. These are shadows, obviously. These are normies. And the popular kids, the Zeus, am I right? How does that work? Let's bring back the spiral thing. This is the normal vibration. These are the popular ones. And this is just me fucking around with the universe. Alright? So you have projections. It could be lightning bolts. It could be really, really powerful. And it has to technically be a lightning bolt because everything moving forward in time. But the moment something happens in a celebrity world, it becomes viral the same day. And it kind of has to hit both worlds. You know, the shadow world and the popular kid stuff. Technically it goes both ways, you can see. It's kind of funny. How did they know that? Pisses me off. The dual trident is actually there to disconnect bad people. Is the most painful thing you can have. in the normal world, where everyone is tightly connected to each other, but then you sever a connection using this. It feels like a severing sort of weapon, right? It grabs something and potentially just sort of cuts it off. But here you have a thing I call stabby, 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 stab. Alright? And that's what we use in the Shadow Worlds. And I think that's self-explanatory. Alright? It's a very good weapon. Now, one thing you must understand, you must not manifest reality in the Shadow Realm. When I say stab people, you just stab imaginary people, or you together come up with an idea of, like, if I do a stabbing motion, you will feel damage, but we're not going to actually use real weapons. Now, the weapon itself doesn't translate that, but I'm just saying how it works. Alright? There's no real weapons. You can see the lightning bolt is just a projection. This is just the severe connections. And, well, the stabby stab is just a fake weapon that's supposed to inflict fake damage to invisible objects. You know, whatever it takes to make it not actually damaging whatsoever. But would still leave an impact. It's almost like having a conversation, which is why I'm so into it. You're kind of having this, eventually turns into like a battle of ideas or whatever. Never really had a good one, though. Oh, look! By accident, he's just gonna give me the juice. Because every time he says something like, I don't really care, there's just some more and more random stuff. How do you put it all together, you know? I think that's the moment when you see this guy just falling off his heaven, and it's like, oh, but I thought it was important in my life. Yeah, it's just some crap, though.
Upanishads, which are called rajas.
Passion, action, greed. Okay, so definitely normies. Like, I can see that much.
Tamas and sat.
Wait. I've seen laziness. I need some of that. Why so fast? Why so all of a sudden, am I right?
To the concept of the three.
Jesus Christ.
These states of reality, as described by the Upanishads, which are called rajas, tamas.
Like, he's not even gonna stand there and fucking translate what I'm seeing here. Impurity, laziness, darkness. Alright. I like being lazy. It's not a bad thing.
And sattva.
Meditative, balanced, harmony. Yeah, sure. But let's not forget that celebrities are manufactured, alright, and they're forced balanced. There's forced harmony. And, well, meditative, because what do you do when you get the freedom to fill free space? Empty space, right? You got nothing. You got no tools. You expect other people to help you to do that. So that's a tough one, alright? Every single one of these are tough to master. Anyways. Well, we got what we wanted. I don't even have to click on the video anymore. He just brought back the same garbage for who knows what reason. You know, it's like, we're not actually following a story, we're just, like, learning all these factoids. Of, like, look at all these patterns, all these spiritual patterns, look at that, oh my god. Yeah, I think I do a much better job already, and I don't need this. And I will never learn these words, by the way. Fuck this shit, alright? Why are you showing me this? But in India, they have this thing. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I can't relate to any of these words. I'm sorry, bro. Anyways, let's switch to that dude. Oh my god, this is so annoying. You know what this says, right? Wish you were here. For obvious reasons, it says that.
That's about it. The point is, it's an advanced topic, and most people don't know anything about it, and thus should not talk about it. They'll just end up sounding like idiots.
Yeah, but why are you talking about it? Because we'll never know. Hopefully we'll figure out. Let's see how good it is. Will we figure out what quantum mechanics is, guys?
Don't understand.
So, I guess the vibe is here. We have to sit for as long as it takes until we understand anything at all that's going on. Because, man, I'm lost. Alright, he says you don't understand anything at all. Honestly, I believe him. Nothing at all. Is that what quantum mechanics is? Wait, the thing that you will never understand?
Action pattern is 0 as it violates
the first clue I have is that light behaves in this quantum bullshit way, where it can detect the shortest path. It has to travel, you know. How does it do that? How is light conscious by itself, right? This is the first clue I have that was not actually mentioned, but they are mentioning, like, technically lasers and photons would travel here. But then it's like, wait, like, the simplest thing, like, you don't even need this. You just know that light is always trying to travel in the shortest possible path. If you put, you know, different material that light can still pass through, it would still start bending around that material. But science figured out what the angle of all these things are. Because when something comes in, it has to, like, bend in the angle. But does that make sense? Does it just automatically bend? No, it seems to find the shortest path. Where it goes the fastest as well. Actually, yeah, basically light is a bunch of speedrunners. But they know how to reach their destination as fast as possible. It's just so weird. Is that good enough clue? Do I understand quantum mechanics now? I am panicking. This is terrifying.
Is 100 times stronger.
Finally, guys. Here's a mistake. Technically on both sides, because both sides are trying to cancel each other out. But I can find a balance. I have consciousness. Wow.
Practically speaking, you have no idea what quantum field theory is.
And to be fair, while today we're talking about the brain, we also know that the heart is 100 times stronger electrically and 1,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain.
Even assuming that's true, I can't be bothered to check. The heart is just a pump, and it has nothing to do with consciousness.
And perhaps
first of all, obviously it does have to do with consciousness. Every single creature needs a heart, technically. But now things still get complicated. It's a pump. Well, yeah, but it's connected to the whole circulation system. Pumping blood, right? Now, why does it have something to do with consciousness? I actually brought back, or have to bring back, the same idea here. Anything that happens in your body also has to align with your consciousness a little bit, so it doesn't interfere. And for me personally, alright, and yes, you can still cancel out my arguments, but whenever this happens, whenever the pulse happens, and it's like happening really fast, right? It sort of resembles a way of collecting data, actually. Anytime you reach an emotional point, and when you're reaching like higher emotional points, it seemingly finds more data. You know, your heartbeat is faster. You know, when you have those emotional moments in life. And I almost like messed it up. I even forgot that part existed, which is very, very hard to keep reminding yourself what these things are, which is why like heart is actually very important piece of the puzzle of consciousness. Then the question is, what is blood? And what the actual idea behind brain is. And potentially, your consciousness does not reside in anything but just energies themselves. Your ability to control the body itself is consciousness. Where potentially the control panel of your body is not the brain or the heart. It's just your ownership of the body is the control panel. You own the body. That's it. That's what soul is. It's just ownership of the body. So you just have to ask yourself, okay, why can I not control other people's bodies? That's all you have to ask. All right? Oh, because you're not touching them right now. You don't have an extension. Fuck you, bro. We're talking about reality here. We're not talking about science. We have to detach a little bit to grasp the idea of not being able to control whatever the fuck you feel like. You have a body, you have boundaries, and usually consciousness is defined the same way. There are boundaries, there are things you can control, and the things you can't. They're just out of your boundaries. And as you're giving this body, you can actually extend your consciousness by understanding that it doesn't stop there, right? You have your body, your mainframe, but you now can actually act upon inanimate objects or create even real relationships with other consciousness. And you can sort of control that stuff. So extend yourself a little bit. But yeah, it's so weird, right? It's so weird that heart becomes more active. I still have to grasp that idea, man. When your experience intensifies, and it creates sort of like a memory, you know, memory storage thing. But like your entire body has to work synchronized to your intentions, basically. What science does, it just isolates specific things and observes that. But
perhaps embodying that electromagnetic field as an experience.
As I've described before, science just, you know, starts stripping around. It's like consumption of drugs at this point. They lose sense of reality despite being able to observe reality better than anyone else. But that's the problem. You are observing reality better than anyone else. You understand quantum mechanics while everyone else does not. You know, now you're the cool dude. And you can say, oh, you don't understand what you're talking about at all. And you just show middle fingers to everyone. It's like, wow, okay. I guess we're not gonna talk about it then. Because you're the cool dude, and we're not supposed to talk about it. It's just like, we're scientists. We know the Earth is not flat. We haven't been to space, but we know. You know. What? How do you know that? You're not an astronaut, though, Mr. Scientist. You're just not. It's like no. It's like knowing the culture of Japan, but you never really went to Japan. You know, then you don't know shit, unfortunately. All right. So even Martimer doesn't know shit about quantum mechanics because it doesn't matter how much math you do, you have to experience quantum mechanics too. How are you gonna do that? Well, maybe let's not go there, alright? Maybe we'll never experience quantum mechanics, and it's only for scientific cancer only. You know, so both of these people fail miserably, or equally, I would say. But hey, it's still entertaining to see that.
It's both flat and round.
The Earth is round and flat at the same time.
Arguably the most famous person to suggest.
Fuck yeah, let's go. It's round and flat at the same time. Well, it's possible. It's possible that it doesn't matter, so people's perception matters more. But people's perception is not supposed to change the shape of the Earth. Alright? So he just, I don't know, he's just trying to be nice, I guess. But comes off as stupid, and this guy just kind of just negates that without actually replacing it with something better. As critics often do. It's the worst. The worst pattern you can do is just like say that someone is just stupid, and then you're not actually helping them at all to understand what they should think about. Like, yeah, the facepalm. The facepalm effect.
Both flat and round.
The Earth is round and flat at the same time.
Well, if you find a mistake, you have to fix it. And quickly. You know, if it's a facepalm, then just quickly fix it and move on. Shouldn't be that hard. So which one is it? Or is it so disappointing that it makes no sense at all? You can't make a sense of it at all. Well, I tried. At least I tried. Alright? People believe in those different things. It seems very goddamn flat. And not moving. But people want to believe otherwise, so be it. Earth is flat and round at the same time. I'll have to agree with the person that got facepalmed in this case. Oops. Oh yeah, and I forgot the fact that, you know, Earth feels flat. To most scientists, even they agree that, well, Earth feels very flat. But if you go into space, it becomes round. Well, that's also an idea. It's a actually very, very common idea. But then I have to counter it and say, fuck you, it's flat until you prove otherwise. Alright? You have to prove otherwise. To yourself first, then to other people. For some reason, we're gullible enough to think that scientists have proven without a doubt that Earth is round. And it's just the dumbest thing. The reason why I'm tripping is it's very entangled with science being absolute garbage. Alright? How are scientists so comfortable with all the space shit when they can't experience none of this? They can't even go to the moon for some reason. They're struggling. Oh my god, the science failed. 50 years ago, we didn't fail with science, and now it's failing. We can't go to the moon anymore. What happened? I have to cry about it now. I really wanted to go to the moon, but it's so hard now to fake it and stuff. We're gonna fake it eventually, though, right? Please? Because they faked it back then, clearly. There's not even much to fake. You must question yourself, did they do a good job at faking it? Do we have a lot of footage of crazy stuff of space? Not really. And now we will have to fake tremendous amount to be able to, you know, believe what is being shown to us. We want the entire trip. We want to see Earth basically shrinking in size. All these little things that are still pretty complicated to fake and mesh with real life, you know. So yeah, it's very difficult to go to the moon right now. Oh my god. We need to wait for AI technology so everything is fake. Well, then I will not believe anything anymore. Alright? I'll just create my own reality at that point. Yeah, flat Earth is a crazy concept, and but the craziest thing is that people believe science. Did science put a gun to your head and make you believe that Earth is round? Oh, it just invaded your childhood. Oh, I'm so sorry. It just invaded you while you were sitting in a classroom against your own will. You know. All right. I thought children can't consent up to age of 18. Why are they being put into classrooms against their own will? Isn't that not normal? But never mind, guys. Let's keep going. Flat Earth trip, my favorite.
Measured in femtosecond.
Fuck, Flat Earth is going down, bro. Glad we mentioned it. But it's in the border of 100s, top 100. Yeah, that sucks. Technically, I don't think... Well, no. No. I have invented so many things like combat, body food. They kind of inhabit top 100s, but they have to be replaced by something else. But that doesn't mean that top 100 is like top 105. It means that I'll just replace it with something in that theme. The best person that knows combat, the best person that knows... that made a lot of videos about food and all that stuff. We'll see how many... There's also the other side of me. Alright? There's my title and there's actual me. And I don't want repetitive crap. So I'll have to replace even myself with something. What a weird thing we're gonna do. But yeah, the reason why I'm tripping is, again, Flat Earth is very close to the border. I don't even think it's gonna be a relevant topic anymore this year. Because I have exhausted everything about it. Honestly, what you had just heard is just a very, very good summary of, like, I have no idea what science is doing, and what science is claiming, and what is actually going on anymore. Alright, because my expectations are not met, and honestly, I don't care anymore. At that point, we can just move on. Conspiracy over. But it discredited science successfully. Alright, NASA should not exist. Elon Musk is just a big fart cloud. And honestly, Elon Musk helps Flat Earth tremendously. It discredits science tremendously, because Elon Musk is such a fart cloud that everything that this fart cloud touches surely dies. I mean, it's an absolute phenomenon, I would say. Just Elon Musk. Thanks for helping Flat Earth. But honestly, I don't belong in that community, because I wish communities existed, but they really don't. It kind of sucks.
And denying it purely on the grounds that we can't study it is wildly unscientific.
Okay, for one, everything we experience is physical. That's actually, by definition of the word physical, part of the reality we experience.
Yeah, but... No... Part of the reality. But... Honestly, experience is... Yeah, it's... You sense things... But then experience extends into thoughts as well. As you form facts about things. You can even re-experience something by knowing something. Like memorizing lyrics of songs. You can re-experience the same song by remembering it. You know. And you can even craft your own memories through a fantasy world, which does not require physical experience whatsoever to supplement it, right? Well, it does require, like, you know, cuddling with my bed sheets, alright? I have to come clean. It's a very helpful thing. Because what else do you think I do with this creature, man, and every other girl. But I don't need her to be physically there. Alright? And physical contact very much helps and is the start of all the things, but you can't say that it's everything. Alright? Just like the moment you start putting more and more trees together, close together, it will turn to a forest. And forest is a completely different experience from a tree. Where tree was a physical thing, forest now is still physical, but it creates an ecosystem of things. Now, where I'm going with this, I don't know. It's just how it goes. Alright? It almost like becomes less and less physical when we're talking about ecosystems of experience. Like, even just like standing in the forest. Now we're talking about shadows and how sun cannot reach, sun's light cannot reach you anymore. It becomes like cooler. Animals can hide in the forest and inhabit the forest. It becomes less of a physical thing, and it becomes again an ecosystem where it's almost like a sub-fantasy world, because many things can happen while one single tree cannot make a lot of things happen, which is why physical world is stupid and boring compared to a fantasy world where anything can happen, and you have to almost be prepared for anything to happen, because potentially your intentions are big magnets that suck in possibilities. You know, that's how it works, alright? And this guy just wants to hug a tree, basically. Congratulations. Nice background, by the way. Should put a tree in there.
We can't address it.
The scariest thing I will say to this person, and people minded like this person, you can spend time observing things scientifically. But if you don't learn anything, you have wasted precious time. And honestly, that's a very not scientific move to waste time, my friends. Because you could have been observing something else, or experiencing something else, or think of something else, or did something else that's much more productive to you as a person. And if you waste enough time, well, you are less scientifically equipped, less of a professional than the next guy. You know, it's a competition, it becomes. Which is probably the third level. We went from a tree to a forest to a competitive experience. How do we do that? Well, certain parts of the forests are more intense than the others. You have to find what you're looking for. You have to be able to navigate the forest. You have to be able to build a map now and efficiently move around from one place of the forest to the other. Does that require science? Well, as long as science is not just observing that one particular thing, but it could be anything as well. Alright, or science could be the end game, or number 4. Where you have to invent new things to be able to supplement the forest, because the forest becomes boring once you master it, once you map everything about it. Now you have to invent new things like fire. And the moment you invent a fire, well, everything changes. Everything can burn in the forest if you apply fire. So you try that. And, well, I'm not sure what other invention to go with my story, but you get the idea. There's a whole storyline from a tree into fire. Crazy, right? And technically, creating fire is a scientific process. It's still very complicated to even define science, let alone quantum mechanics. Alright? Let alone. Now you're just floating in space, and you're barely grasping reality, because I can't barely understand. And it probably took Took a long while to compile this video, you know. Hopefully. For me, I don't care. I will try to and experience as many things as possible, and hopefully those are unique experiences. That way I can grow in the maximum speed, and no one can stop me by saying, you don't know this and you don't know that. It's well, eventually I will know. Just hope that you're not floating out in space and losing your mind over those things that you have found. Alright? That makes you feel smarter than I am. Oh, oops. But a lot of people just fail. The moment they meet me, they just fail miserably. Their experience is just completely irrelevant compared to mine. Despite we might be the same age or whatever. But, well, welcome to the internet. I am a master in here. I'm not saying I'm the best. But we don't know. There's no competition behind it either, right? Who's the best person on the internet? We'll never know. Until we put our skills to the test. Ah, yeah. I captured him having a drug problem, to be honest.
Because science is the study of pseudoscience and conspiracy theories because they satisfy that psychological need without requiring any actual work. Also,
But the planet very well may be hollow.
I have another hypothesis. I think it's a result of a horribly broken educational system. This man...
You mean indoctrination system? Because the self-esteem gets broken down by education. Alright? I have self-esteem, and honestly, it pisses me off that education is so inclined to fucking rip it apart. Just tear it down. And just focus on that physical thing. We have so many inventions, we have to test all these inventions, guys. We have to observe. We have to believe the Earth is round. Because there's so much space up in space as well. That you will never be able to experience. You will barely hop onto a plane. And it's still going to be a very, very scary experience. So we'll never go to space, alright? Don't worry about it. Never. If it's real, we don't even know. Alright? Please test it for me, alright? Oh wait, I don't give a fuck. Alright, we're still just worms on the earth. But I love it. He brings back the flat earth. You know, the most painful subject of all time. 2 years ago now we drilled by clicking on the second video in the series.
For decades by politicians who want an uneducated and thus easily manipulated.
It was the government, man. It was the government. That's the whole point of conspiracy theory. Is to go against the government. And he did that. And now he's gonna say that government wants people to believe in conspiracy theories. That's literally the opposite of what government wants. What the fuck? That's the whole point of conspiracy theories, is that government is creating this education system and regulating everything. And creating a problem where you can't trust the government, first of all. Because it just drills holes in your brain and fills up with garbage. Alright, you have to double check what education is doing. Is it filling empty space? Or it's attacking you effectively? It's freezing you in place, locking you in a chair and a desk, asking you to do things, forcing you to do things, you know. As a child, you should have an option to not pay attention, to not care, alright? You should at least know that nothing bad is gonna happen if you won't care. Right now, being an influencer kind of opens up that category of choice, where, yes, educating yourself is fine, but sometimes people are successful without a particular education. They can craft their own ways, their own path to success. And honestly, I think it's a much more freeing and enlightening path to take, except it's slowly being destroyed. The expectation that we have to be educated is destroying society. So he's pinpointing a very good point, except I am doing it for him. You know, I'm helping quite a bit. Education is destroying society. All right, he would love that education would do wonderful things. He would love that. He would search anywhere in his brain of what kind of arguments to put forward where education is actually like very, very helpful, but it's not. It creates an expectation. It creates an expectation that you have to be educated for your job, and somehow your education is going to withstand the experience that is required for you to, you know, do a good job. But no, you don't have a good experience, so you have to go to, you know, university or higher up educations past school. So what the fuck is the point? What the fuck is the point of creating all these boundaries and requirements? That's what education did. That is the consequence of education. We haven't learned more things. We just created more boundaries and separations and specialization. We can't communicate with each other anymore. But it will take a long time until we wake up to that idea. All right? Luckily, we have the internet. Luckily, we have YouTubes, man. Because in local space, we can no longer communicate. It's too complicated. And education definitely stands in the way of all this garbage. When we were uneducated, when we didn't have expectations of people doing whether smart things or dumb things, we didn't care that much of what people did. As long as, you know, it's good, somehow good, we would be able to perceive positivity. But now everything has to be top tier. You have to do your research and stuff like that to be able to convince people of bullshit things. Like, okay. Like, the expectations have risen to such a tremendous extent, and people did get separated into camps of education almost. You know, well, now we have sexual education too. In schools, we have to squeeze that in. So basically, whatever education is going to touch next is going to become a problem. Clearly, like, sexual education is, or like gender studies or whatever, is infiltrating society the same fucking way as just education as a whole is doing. It's trying to drill holes into innocent children and plant ideas into them that I will have to dismantle because they forgot how to communicate first. You know? Forget your stupid ideas. Don't throw them at me. Learn how to fucking generate your own ideas first. That's probably the biggest sin of education, is thinking that you can just grab ideas and put it in your brain instead of actually creating your own. You have to meet in the middle. All right, the tree into forest, into a map, into invention. All right, and back to a tree. I think back to a different sort of a physical object, which is your invention, manifesting. All right, you create a bunny. All right, and bunny manifests and does the same thing. Anyways, so yeah, like you have your brain or whatever, and education comes along. You know, education is a way to talk to a person, and you're talking to a vulnerable young person. So you're basically trying to implant ideas. I am very immune to education. I have my own ideas, so I meet education in the middle. But everyone else gets tremendously damaged by this nonsense. All right, unless they develop some tremendous self-defense, it's a very damaging thing to people's brain. It's great if it fills up empty time. All right. if as a child you have no idea of what to do with your life, that's fine. But the funny thing is, after 12 years of education, what happens? I still don't know what the fuck to do. Alright? How do I fill in that empty time? Like, I don't know. We haven't been brought into understanding what is possible around us, what is possible in my town, where do I go, where do I explore. Instead, I was sitting in one room or in like one building for 12 years, or 2 buildings, 3 buildings, let's put it that way. 3 buildings I had to go to for 12 years. Looking back, that is the most crippling experience of my life. A child is not supposed to be stuck into 3 buildings in the same town, in the same fucking location, and still not know how the town even operates and what it's capable of producing and what kind of jobs there are. I cannot understand how we failed so fucking miserably. Now looking back, and this guy sits there and praises education. I mean, just pull out guns immediately, because it's purge time. Let's find this guy, bro.
Will vote against their own best interest. These people believe whatever makes them feel smart.
Whatever makes them feel smart. That's called self-esteem. I want to meet you and, do a self-esteem wrestle. Let's see who has more.
They buy into religion, pseudoscience, and conspiracy theories because they satisfy that psychological need without requiring any actual work.
I mean, lazy way is a better way. It's a much better way than specialized crap. Alright, specialized crap is like buying a gun, but not knowing self-defense. So I can just backstab you if I just sneak up on you. Or I can just steal your gun at night. You just bought a gun! Successful specialization, and you specialize in like how to shoot a gun. That's your camp. My camp is being a fucking ninja. Alright? You think you have something, well, I'm gonna steal it. And what do we have here? I got something. I got more wallets, apparently. Got your wallet too? Well, you were talking about education. I mean, what just happened, bro? You should have plugged in brilliant.org before your stolen got wallet. All right.
Of course, there's the afford.
What this whole series makes me think about is that there's always like a little bit of an opposition to your ideology. If you're specialized, there's a potential for opposition. So what I have to find is a position in the world of ideas where no one can oppose me. Just literally no one. No one or everyone, If everyone is trying to oppose me, then I don't think I'm the wrong person. I think I'm just being, circled around. Which is exactly what I want. I want to not find a specific opposition. Like, spirits versus scientific-minded person, even though he fights spirit science because it's not scientific enough. This is right now usually the actual opposition of like, oh, you're not actually flat earth-minded enough. You don't know this and that, So they poke holes in your arguments because you don't know enough, which is, a low-level finishing of the act of, like, adding a person into a community of, like, well, let me fix your arguments, and then you're in. But in this case, it's a little bit more like a, well, it's not really back and forth, it's just this guy turned into a leech of spirit science, because, well, he's smaller. He doesn't have, even though he's scientifically equipped, right? Well, his content kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. And his thumbnails suck. Didn't science help? Don't you like education? What the fuck? Wait. Why do people laugh? It's spirit science? You needed to put that on a thumbnail? Whoa. That is weird. It makes the thumbnail so ugly. And honestly, again, the thumbnail science, alright? The thumbnail science. If the thumbnail is ugly, maybe there's a hypothesis that, you know, that your arguments are also going to be goddamn ugly and awful. Alright?
Evidence does seem to show that the Earth is not fully hollow.
Fielding the entire mass. Instead, the density fits perfectly with both what the magnetic field tells us and what the seismic data tell us.
You mean spirit science tells you? Seismic. Yeah. Where was the time when you said it's all about physical experience and not just fucking math floating around into space and thinking about magnetic energies and stuff? And now you know what's in the core of the Earth? What the fuck? Who fucking cares? Who cares? Who cares about your core of the Earth, man? Oh, wait, we're talking about hollow Earth. So you're trying to counter someone with the same amount of speculation and bullshit, basically. But it's, you know, sprinkled with I trust science type of nonsense. But I trust science, so actually the Earth is not hollow or flat. And you just want self-esteem. You just want to feel smart without putting in much work. Yeah. I don't really upload every day about different topics. And I do feel like I sound smart and like no one wants to engage in a conversation with me. The only thing they can say is that my videos suck. Alright? But you tell me, man. You tell me what's going on. But the YouTube algorithm now stupid. Conspiracy. Let's just
Hello, everyone.
skip this
Welcome
shit.
back.
Thanks, Jordan. It's good to be back.
Teleportation and time.
But yeah. This is not two oppositions fighting each other. This is not like men versus women. But still, like, finding like true oppositions and make them fight is actually like ridiculously difficult stuff. It's like sexually minded people versus what? Logically minded? I don't know. You tell me. It's very difficult to find oppositions. And in this case, this guy is like, oh, spirit science, so it's gonna be somewhat using science, right? And I'll be able to fix your bullshit science ideas. You know, I'll have some an empty chair that I can occupy. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully, my dude. So yeah, it's criticism. Criticism is not really opposition. I'm not even sure if we can actually find opposition. But anytime there's slight opposition, slight, you know, disagreement, it's still pretty spicy, dramatic moment, I would say.
Including physical objects, including energy, can travel faster than light. There are things that can. Shadows, for example.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that shadows can travel faster than light. Oh, I guess. I guess if you have a patch of light, right? And then you remove that patch of light, it just basically ends. The photons, you run out of photons. Then, everything turns back to zero again. You know. All this patch of light disappears. And technically, a shadow has moved or something. I guess that makes sense. I just don't really care, though.
Where he featured Dr. Steve.
But again, just, it's so funny. There's this dude with bare minimum of just his face interacting with the camera and saying things. And then there's this artistic representation of ideas, you know. Who wins? Who wins? How can you create such a... How can you create good arguments without good presentation, right? You have to think about it. So it's a very funny moment, on YouTube especially, where presentation does matter. And I do feel kind of shitty knowing that, but there's a lot of things I can improve, absolutely. It's just, I'm just one person, alright? I'm just stuck with being one person. And technically Mortimer also is stuck with being one person. And while this guy made an entire community, but he does not have a face still. He just has, you know, an avatar. These are just observations. I don't know what they mean. At the moment, we have 5 minutes. We have to make a nice conclusion.
You're going straight?
So that's the funny thing about science, right? We have the mainframe of society. Just where all the ideas come from, where all the theories come from. Yes, in order to test the theory, you can go in a certain direction. That's what a theory is defined as. A direction to go to, and a way of going this path. What kind of you have to invent a tool and a goal, basically, and technically you're going to be going further and further away from the mainframe. But sometimes you gotta come back down. In order to fully fulfill the cycle, you have to see if the theory is confirmed or not. Alright? Went all the way to Antarctica to explore ice. Well, let me know if ice is useful or not. Because a theory is supposed to be, you know, actually, like, useful and not just like, can we just go fly off into space because Earth will die in 20 seconds? How did you came up with all these conclusions? Now just, you just lost it. You just lost it. And I don't know what this is all about at all. And this is also pretty complicated, but again, in a mainframe where the all the systems are being created on everything, including this goddamn button game, it creates a mainframe of me being able to observe videos, so whenever I'm starting to observe videos, I go in a certain direction. I might not go very far because I don't have to, I'll just spend one day. And honestly, one day is a pretty good limit, at least for one person, to go in a certain direction, and then you have to come back. The moment you stop this pattern from occurring, you can inhabit these places. You can go to a certain extent and then inhabit a place. But the moment you are going off and exploring a community now and going a little bit too far away from the mainframe, you can't talk about truth. You don't know what truth is. Just like, you know, with quantum mechanics. Yes, I don't understand what quantum mechanics is, so I can't talk about that. But you can talk about what truth is. So, go fuck yourself, alright? Or come back to the mainframe and actually build a YouTube channel, alright? This is where you would start. Actually build yourself and actually improve, instead of just shitting on spirit science with crappy thumbnails. Alright? You actually have to build things. Build ecosystems yourself. This button game is an ecosystem of a lot of things, and a lot of things I have done with this and basically invented a different ways of thinking and putting things together. You have to find a way to build an ecosystem. I don't see science giving you a hand on that one. Science is only there to observe, am I right? Not really to create. It seems like it's just to educate people, just to correct their mistakes. Yeah. But don't talk about truth, though, because it's not within your reach. I guess I'm stupid for even finding this channel in the first place. I guess the conclusion is, what is truth, right? The truth is something that you need to know, alright? That is helpful to you. That is what truth is. It can be subjective, it can be objective. Most people want to think that truth is about constant observation and getting the same result. But what if the universe just wants to have fun with you, and when you throw paper, it will throw a rock, and you will win. Until universe decides, no, you're not gonna win, because you detached from the mainframe, and now the universe is gonna stab you in the back. Alright? Oh, it lured you in, it's told you that you will always get a rock when you throw paper, but the moment you go a little bit too far from the truth, from the place that generates truth, the place that creates basically self-esteem, comfort, all these things that you need as a human being to survive even. The moment you go a little bit too far away from that zone, someone is going to indoctrinate you, someone is going to stab you in the back, someone's going to steal your wallet. Alright? Let's just admire the amount of money that I just stole. Because it's too easy. You just went too far away. So I caught up to you, stole your wallet, came back, and nothing happened. Hey, nothing happened. Your wallet disappeared. You left your wallet at home, my friend, is how I will call it. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. You left your wallet at home episode. See you guys next time. By the way, you left your wallet at home. I have it.